The 11th Friday night of the season brings us cold weather and football. Finally, the mix we've been waiting for.
Yeah, the Fever running hot tonight as some big games deciding who goes to the playoffs and who sees their season end tonight.
Daphne had a big game last week scoring TDs. The Trojans try to outscore Blunt as both teams need a win to move on in 6A.
We have top-ranked Saraland one victory away from a perfect regular season, and standing in their way, the Toros of Spanish Fort.
And speaking of undefeated teams, McGill-Tulin, the new #1 team in 7A, needs a victory over Fairhope tonight to give them 4 perfect seasons in the past 5 years.
We're not always perfect, but we do try, and we'll try again tonight, because Friday Night Football Fever starts right now.
This is Friday Night Football Fever, live from Mountain Dew Field. Here's WKRG News 5 Sports, Randy Patrick and Robbie Baker.
Hey, we've been counting the hits in 2019, and we're up to number 11 in Friday Night Football Fever. It seems like yesterday was August and 90 degrees in September and October. Hello, November.
And then all of a sudden, 40 degrees. I'm very happy to be in the warmth of Mountain Dew Field. We can start with our Mobile game of the week, the 7A battle that was between McGill and Fairhope. McGill-Tulin, the new #1 team in 7A, and they looked like it early. Randy, C.J. Evans in the Wildcat, doing it himself. Had to zoom out to get him in frame as he finds Pater, finds the end zone there. McGill went up early, and the band jumps around because they're just jumping for joy. They are so excited. We fast forward to the second quarter now. We have some special teams miscues here by McGill because it's a fumble! And it's a good break for Fairhope because they fall on it. They would have 3 tries at the goal line. 4th and goal now, and Riley Leonard on the rollout says, I'll do it myself, guys, don't worry. Spins his way into the end zone. That tied it up for Fairhope. McGill would get a field goal rate before half to lead by 3. This game would go to double overtime, Randy. Double overtime, but McGill would win it 27-20. They finished the regular season undefeated for the 4th time in the last 5 years. And Ernest Hill's squad will roll into the playoffs as what I would assume to be still the #1 ranked team in 7A.
Well, we had the upset alert flashing earlier on that game. We also had an upset alert flashing another #1 team. We'll find out later in the show. But right now, let's go to the Eastern Shore and Jubilee Stadium. Big 6A playoff game implications with Blunt traveling to Daphne. And what a difference a week can make. Last week, Daphne scored 53 points. Tonight, the home team struggling to score points. But the Daphne defense coming up with a big score here. A strip and a loose football, and the Trojans come up with it. And Coach Lev Holly says, settle down. We've got a good defense, too. How about this? A safety in the end zone.
Dance.
Trent Battle goes down, and it's 2-0 in favor of Blunt. And then the offense for Blunt striking here with a touchdown. And it looked like Blunt was going to go on to shut out Daphne, but Daphne saved its best for last, scoring a lot of points in the second half, 19 before Blunt got hot again, and they win it 28-19. Blunt headed to the playoffs. Daphne's season is over.
We go over to Ladd-Peebles Stadium. Alba Bryant and Murphy, everybody bundled up on this chilly, wintry feeling evening, if you will. Murphy's Breland Manley here takes the handoff, and I would say this is some manly running, Randy. Gets the edge. No one's going to catch the big fella all the way to the house. Except for refs ruined this because refs ruin everything, it seems like, Randy. Laundry on the field. Penalty, so they call it back. But I wanted to show it to you because I
Flag
thought
on the sportscaster.
Right? I thought it was a good play, though. Alex Howe, though, responds. Hits Tanaka Scott to get into the red zone. And a few plays later, Trent Craig will find pay dirt for the Murphy Panthers to put the Panthers up 14-0. And it was a big shutout win for Murphy, 35-0 over Alma Bryant, Randy.
Back over to Baldwin County we go. Senior night for Baldwin County High School. And oh, yeah, the memories of 4 years of high school. And Bay Minette, Alabama. Charles Henderson coming in to take on the Tigers tonight. And the Tigers defense here, a little over-aggressive, ripping the helmet off. There comes a flag.
Oh,
hey, you can't do that. Hey, Alabama with a bye week, so you know what you do with a Bama blanket. Hey, you take it to the high school game. And what a beautiful pass and catch here as a beautiful play in the end zone. Into the hedges goes Jordan Davis. And then they'll finish that off as he is down at the 2. James Stanley taking it in. And Baldwin County taking home a victory tonight as they win it. There's your final 20-14.
Bayside and Satsuma tonight, Randy. This game was another wild, high-scoring affair. We'll pick it up early on. It's easy work for Bayside's Jacob Cunningham. Finds the edge, finds the end zone. The Admirals are in the house. They are on the board. I would like you to take a look at this catch, though, by Braden Coulter. Gets 2 feet down. We'll bring it back again in slow motion so you can just really appreciate, just soak it in. Excellent catch there by Satsuma's wide receiver. And this is, it's not deja vu, but it's a similar situation, little less fanfare on this one. Carson Green to Braden Coulter again for 6. The Bayside Admirals would not go quietly into the night, though, as Jacob Cunningham has some sweet feet, some sweet moves on this one. The Bayside Admirals, though, fall by 2, Randy. 46-44. Satsuma wins the shootout.
What a game. St. Luke's visiting Cottage Hill tonight. This is what I call game planning. Everybody nice and warm and comfortable. And here comes a hard-fought couple of yards that will end up with 6 on the board for the home team.
Carried the whole team in with them.
Physical game here, folks. Didn't get enough Halloween candy last night, did you? And the defense hungry for a turnover. That's Derek Petway with the INT, and number 1 is gone. And Petway had a big game for a big night for Cottage Hill as the Warriors put 62 on the board. And St. Luke's season comes to a disappointing end tonight.
Yeah, 62 points, very impressive by Chris Brazel's team. Of course, coming up in the next block of the show, we will check in Northwest Florida. But first, we have to go out to Dana Winter to let us know what happened at Spanish Fort tonight. Dana, you look nice and warm.
I'm warm, but it was a little chilly here, but everyone was in some pretty warm spirits. It was senior night here, and it was also bike night, revving up some excitement for motorcycle awareness. This is a little bit of the fun we saw tonight, but we'll show you all the action as Saraland took on the Spanish Fort Toros, because your Baldwin County Game of the Week is next.